Lisa Obradovic and would like to welcome you to the podcast Certification Inspiration, produced by the Wound, Ostomy, and Continence Nursing Certification Board, otherwise known as WOCNCB. Founded in 1978, WOCNCB is a not-for-profit professional international nursing organization certifying over 9,000 registered nurses who are specialists in the field of wound, ostomy, continence, and foot care. In this episode, you will hear Kate Clayton-Jones, a WOCNCB certified foot care nurse and the founder and director of FootCare by Nurses. Kate was motivated to start her skilled nursing agency, FootCare by Nurses, because as an acute care nurse, she saw too many people having their toes or feet amputated from causes she thought were preventable. Kate believes certified foot care nurses play an active role in foot care and in preventing falls and foot ulcers from happening in the first place. By using evidence-based practice and nursing knowledge and some TLC, FootCare by Nurses focuses on improving overall foot function to prevent falls and improve a patient's quality of life.
My name is Kate Clayton-Jones. I hold a PhD. I am a registered nurse, and I'm also a certified foot care nurse. My journey to becoming a foot care nurse started back in 2013, just after I had graduated nursing school. On the floors that I was working, I kept seeing people with feet that had either sort of been taken care of or needed taking care of. And I was looking at these feet thinking, my goodness, they are attached to a human being and something should be done about it. I then saw a little newspaper article that talked about the foot care nurse at a senior center close to me. And I picked up the phone and I called the nurse and I said, "Hi, I'd like to come and see what it is that you do." I ventured over there and I met a woman who had taken a class up in Canada and had brought the talent and the skill down to the senior center. When I watched her work, I watched her have an incredibly amazing relationship with the patients, a relationship of trust and caring. I also watched as she used her hands to dexterously work her way through taking care of some feet that many would think were slightly grotesque, but when she was done, she had restored dignity and honor to them. And the patients thanked her profusely. I wanted to be just like her. Somebody who cared for her community, somebody who cared for her people, somebody who did something that was really nursing-oriented, but also did not require a doctor's order. Now, let me be frank, there's nothing wrong with the doctor's orders, but sometimes I think that it misses the nursing component of what nurses are really great at doing, which is caring for another human being. I asked that nurse if she would teach me how to do foot care, and she flatly said no. And I said, "Oh, well, where will I learn?" And she said, "Go take a course." So I looked around and I found a course, and the course happened to be put on by a very well-known instructor who did the teaching to pass the certification test for the WOCN, which is the CFCN. So I signed up, and 3 months later, off to Boston I went, where I spent an incredible 3 days learning how to do foot care. I learned how to use the tools, I learned how to do the assessment, I learned a lot. And then I took the exam. And I have to say, the first time I did not pass. The second time I did. And I came back to the person who had said to me, "You need to go off and take a course." And I said, "I have now taken this very, very thorough course, and now I'm ready to do FootCare. And the interesting thing is now I was a certified FootCare nurse, and she wasn't. And that put my credentials above somebody who had had 20 years of experience. It's really hard to explain what that feels like until you have a conversation with somebody who has experience, but it's been a long time since they've taken a course. So this nurse and I had a conversation about what it is that I had learned during this course and studying for the certification. And I reeled off articles, I reeled off techniques, I reeled off an extensive lower limb assessment, the wound care stuff, and she said, "Oh my goodness, it sounds like you learned a lot. I'm going to go off and become certified," which she did. Certification is just the beginning of a learning journey. What's really lovely about it is that it allows people to have a curriculum for learning. It also sets a bar upon which you can now build your body of knowledge. I have certainly gone on much further with my education to the point where I got a PhD. Most people don't do that, but I was able to start a business that showed that not only did I have the professional qualifications to do my little business, but I was also able to contract in with other organizations, a couple of hospitals, and some pretty big contracts because I chose to certify all of my nurses. Certification is a way to show others that you have done professional development. We do this with our licensure, but FootCare certification, especially the CFCN, steps up and above your nursing license and literally gives you a credential, but also a working knowledge to be able to provide this great and wonderful service. FootCare is a gift. It is a gift that many choose not to give, but I'm going to highly recommend that everybody who is interested in becoming a FootCare nurse goes through some kind of certification course and examination. It sets you apart, yes. It also shows you a much different path of professionalism, continuing education, continuing learning, setting the science, participating in conferences, allowing you to speak at conferences, and it is a wonderful and fulfilling path.
Thank you for listening. WOCNCB sets the standard for wound, ostomy, continence, and foot care nursing certification by validating nurses' knowledge to provide safe, patient-centered care. Until next time, visit WOCNCB.org to learn more or contact WOCNCB at info@WOCNCB.org. And remember to follow us on social media. This podcast is produced by WOCNCB. Take care.